Like everything else, I'm very nervous about making this video. And I've been thinking about doing it for a couple of days, but I said, you know what? If somebody could take something from this, uh, even if I make an idiot of myself, at least I'm helping one person. So I want to start off by saying I am no way close to being an expert on this field, on the mental health field, on the trauma field. I am just a regular guy who's gone through his own personal battles and is coming out of it on the other side. I've learned how to manage it, and I thought I'd share some information. And if somebody could take something from it, once again, I am not expert, I'm not doctor. If you want to speak to somebody, if you're going through something, please seek out help from somebody professional who's qualified in this field. But with that being said, I also like to believe that we don't need certificate to speak about our own experience and how we dealt with it individually. So this month being June being mental health month. I want to start by saying I don't believe that men should only have 1 month to speak about the mental health. You should speak about it all the time. And number 2 is there is no such a thing as men's mental health month. It should be everybody's mental. They shouldn't. Well, what we're gonna split it. So this is your turn now. That's your turn. No, it should be overall. We should highlight that every single day should be men, women, and kids' mental health months. Or days. So we shouldn't just separate it to. We should just break it into 1 month and say, yeah, now you can speak about it. So mental health for me, this is my experience. Mental health for me starts from trauma. That's what I believe. I believe that it extends from trauma, from your past, especially as a child. Now, the trauma could be abuse. I think one of them is abuse in a relationship where two couples are fighting constantly, and that could lead to one of the traumas. Abuse can also come from being a child, growing up in a house where you've seen abuse, you've seen your mother and father constantly abusing each other, or you've experienced abuse from your mother or your father. And then there's all different types of abuse. There's physical abuse, then there's also sexual abuse. That could also lead to trauma. That's what's setting up the trauma for you to when you get older. You can abuse from, this is something that I've experienced, abuse from racism, abuse from, racism for me was a big one, especially being a child, not understanding what the N-word meant. And then from being black, the N-word was a good thing on beginning because I didn't know that it was also being used in a bad content, because I thought it was a good thing because of the music that I listened to. It was hyped and sounded good and stuff. It was actually somebody, one of my white friends, that explained to me, actually, no, he's abusing you by calling you that word. That's what I was taught. So you can experience all different types of abuse. The point I'm trying to make is trauma is developed through something earlier in life. And there's so many other reasons for you to start dealing with trauma. And I think for me, again, I really want to highlight that this is about me. And if somebody can take something from it, that'd be great. So I think that trauma then can lead down to mental health. And the older you start getting, you start feeling certain way, and you start struggling with your day-to-day activities, even something small as trying to get out of bed, because you're overthinking. Your brain is just overthinking, and it creates fear within you. And dealing with mental health then can lead to loneliness, can lead to no motivation, can lead to physical health issues because you have no appetite to eat. And for many of us, and this is something that I really highlighted, can lead to addiction. That's what it did for me. It led to me doing drugs, and not to a ridiculous level where I couldn't come off the drugs, but it was a point where it was really concerning, to a point where it affected my relationship. And as for some people, it could lead to gambling. It could lead to pornography. That's addiction-wise. It can lead to pornography. It could lead to gambling. It could lead to gaming. It could lead to constantly sitting down and looking at watching silly stuff on YouTube and constantly screen time. So these are the things that mental health can lead to. And I think for a lot of people, it leads to that word that we're hearing a lot, and that is depression, loneliness, anxiety. That's all part of the circle of the bubble of mental health. Now, I went through all those things in terms of depression, anxiety, loneliness. And for me to really kind of understand how to get away from it. Number one is acknowledgement. It's understanding, okay, I'm dealing with something. This is not just happening by accident. I'm dealing with something. I can't be this lonely or this depressed or have no motivation or have no appetite for no reason. There has to be something here. Something is happening here. And this is where I highly advise everybody then to speak to, either go to therapy or do counseling. Speak to a professional that knows, that deals with people that have mental health issues, because they would help you kind of pinpoint what's leading to the mental health. What trauma did you deal with? And that's leading you to the mental health. That's leading you to the loneliness, to the no motivation, to the addiction, you know? And I think when it comes to mental health, you don't get away from it. It's like your physical health. We're all going to deal with it one way or the other. It's about learning how to manage it. So once you've identified it. Once I identified my mental health and I identified the trauma that led for me to deal with mental health, I then need to learn how to manage it. And that's where we move over here. And the first one was the acknowledgement. It's understanding, okay, I am dealing with mental health. I've dealt with trauma, or I've dealt with trauma, which has led to my mental health, which has given me these issues. So I'm gonna go to therapy, and that's exactly what I did for myself. I went to therapy. I actually went to counseling. Sorry, I went to counseling, and the problem with counseling is I went into it with the mindset, and I was thinking I'm gonna go in there. She's gonna tell me what to do. And then I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to walk out after a couple of sessions, and I'm going to be free from all this. But that's not the case. That wasn't the case. I realized very quickly that she wasn't there to solve my problems. She was there to listen to me. And for me, if I spent enough time with her, I was going to start figuring out for myself. So if you're going into counseling or therapy, I don't know which way therapy works because I've never done it, but I've done counseling. The one thing that you should expect is they're not there to solve your problem. You're there to solve your own problems. But there's going to be somebody there that's going to guide you in the right way, we say. And again, I'd like to highlight, you don't get away from mental health. You learn how to manage mental health. Okay, so speaking to somebody is number one. I've highlighted this one here, move your body daily. That's and that's what saved my life, was understanding, exercising, and getting up and doing stuff. Because a lot of people that deal with depression or anxiety, what they tend to do is they tend to stay in their rooms, or they tend to stay hidden somewhere, isolated. They isolate themselves from the world. They have no appetite, so they can't eat. They can't stand still. Our bodies, now that's your mind. Your mental health is your mind. It's not your body. And what happens then? Your body starts crazy. Our bodies are designed to move. Our bodies are not designed to stay still. This is part of the reason why the mental health escalates and it gets worse and worse and worse. Because if your body becomes stationary, it starts panicking and it starts screaming out for some sort of movement, some sort of challenge. We need to be challenged on a day-to-day, physically and mentally, for us to feel, for the body to appreciate us. And I know it probably doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but your body needs to get up in the morning and do stuff that's going to challenge it for it to appreciate, and it gives you back. Then you give it a challenge, and once it does the challenge, it's going to say thank you, and you're going to feel good. So for me, the one thing I'm constantly pushing is movement, is exercising, is going for a walk. And I really like to highlight, because people look at these videos like this and say, oh, he's just trying to get us to his gym. I can't say this enough. It's not, when I say movement, you don't have to go to the gym. You can just wake up, go for a walk, take the dog out for a walk, go for a jog, go for a run, go for a swim. For me personally, it's being in the gym. That's what helps me. I think right now 7 a.m. in the morning. Today is Sunday. I was in this gym at 5 a.m. in the morning. It's just what I'm used to now. And I actually caught myself driving in this morning and thinking, wow, it's second nature for me now that I wake up. I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, jump in the car and drive to the gym. Today's Sunday. The gym's not open today, but it's something that I just have to do to help me with my mental health, and that is movement. Number 2 is nutrition, and people don't tend to realize this, and I think a lot of this comes down to, and I hate saying it, but I honestly believe it's the case. Majority of the time, it's down to laziness. It's the laziness of knowledge. These are things that we know. We all understand that processed food is killing many people. We all understand the Chinese takeaway, the McDonald's. These foods are filled with loads of chemicals, but nobody wants to acknowledge this. People would rather just go, oh, you know what, I'm too lazy to cook. And what hurts me the most here when I speak about this is the fact that we throw this to our kids. We're giving it to our kids on a daily basis. I don't have any issue with somebody that gives the kids takeaway. Not that it matters. But I don't have an issue with somebody that gives the kid takeaway once a week, like a weekend treat or something like that. I'm not saying the takeaway is good, but kids are going to be kids, and we need to make them feel like kids. So like a weekend treat or something like that. But there is many people out there that would, Monday to Sunday, it's constant takeaways, or it's constant quick fix. So they go into the shop, they buy processed food from somebody that's tried out different diets. As soon as you start eating fresh, as soon as you start going to your butchers, as soon as you start going to the fruit, the vegetables and the fruits area in your supermarket, your body is going to thank you. Your body is going to change. The food that you eat affects how you're going to feel. If you're eating junk food constantly, your depression, your anxiety, the levels are going to go up, because your body's going to feel it and it's going to react to it. And the same way your body's going to feel it and react to it once you start eating clean food. So I can't stress that highly enough. The third one to help manage your mental health is change of routine. Stop going out every weekend. Stop drinking every night or every second night. Stop. And I know a lot of fellas are going to disagree with this, but if you watch certain football team, stop watching them if they bring you stress, because we're trying to get away from mental health, and what you're doing, that's, especially if your team is shit, stop watching them, because you're just bringing yourself stress watching those sports, or going out every weekend and drinking, so it's change of routine. Also, stop staying up late and watching Netflix. Stop. There's so many things I can't think on top of my head now, but change of routine is very important. Start adding the new routine. Try and go to bed early. And the first week it's gonna be tough, but if you stay consistent with switching everything off at 10 p.m. by 10:30, you're going to be asleep. It's gonna be tough the first week. It might be tough the first couple of days, but by the end of that week, you're going to program your body that, okay, it's 10 p.m. now, I can switch everything off. And I guarantee you, after a while, you're going to be waking up, you're going to be feeling better. And once again, your body is going to thank you for it. Cut out certain people from your life. We all have friends that we've grown up with. where we all realize that they're not good for us anymore, but we still keep the numbers on our phones, we still answer the phone to them, we still meet up with them for drinks, and we always regret it. Cut those people out. And the way I did it with certain individuals, I actually text them and I said to them, listen, I love you. I'm not kind of, I love you, but I need to change my life. And unfortunately, you're not going to be part of it. It's nothing to do with you. It's me, so, and if I see these people in the street, I say, what's up? I say, hello. I don't have any, you have to understand, they haven't done anything. They're who they are. It's you. So you need to be honest with the person if you want to, and speak to them and say, listen, I need to work on myself. And unfortunately, you're not going to be part of my life for a while. Whatever happens. Remind me it's somewhere again down the line, but I'm deleting your number because what we're doing now is not serving me or you. So that's what you have to do, man. Cut some people out of your life and be consistent with these things. Change of routine. Be consistent with your new routine. Especially if you start going for walks, and if you start going for jogs, if you start getting up early in the morning, if you start going to bed early, if you start eating clean food, be consistent with these things. Because if you do it for a month or two and then stop, you're going to go exactly back where you were. Where if you do it for a couple of months, it's going to become, you set a new habit. It's going to become your daily routine, which is going to change your life completely. And this is the big one here. It's not going to be easy, because one of the first things you're going to say, your complaint is going to be, this is hard. Everybody does it all the time. When people come to the gym and you give them a food plan, I always get a message, oh, this is so hard. It's not meant to be easy. It's going to be challenging, because the first thing your body's going to do is it's going to try and fight back, because it's used to the sugar, it's used to the alcohol, it's used to the drugs. So when you're trying to change your pattern, your routine, your body's going to react to it. The old cravings are going to be there, trying to drag you back down. But you have to stay consistent. You have to stay disciplined. But acknowledging, before you start any of this, acknowledge that it's not going to be hard. But you have to trust in the process. I hope somebody takes something from this video. And I hope I don't look stupid doing it, but listen, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to just write it in there, and I try my best to get back to you as early as possible. Let's go, champs.